We are live.
We are live.
All right, guys. Welcome to Under the Influencers. I'm your host, Brandon Bruffett. Today's guest, we have Ben Abear, also known as DJ Tony Skratchere. What's going on, Ben? Thanks for coming in, man.
Man, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Looking forward to this.
Yeah, me too. We'll just jump right into it, man. Ben, we've been friends for a while, man.
Yeah, it's the old school Alabama fan, man.
Absolutely. Wait a minute, of the football team or the state? Just
State,
the state in general. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I know you through the Mobile people.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Mobile fan.
Absolutely, and all connected through Houma, Louisiana.
All connected through Houma.
It's so
By
wild.
way of New Iberia, I guess.
yeah. So, shouts out to all of those places.
Shouts out to all of those places.
Yeah.
Never visit any of those places.
Yeah, nah.
No, actually, Mobile's pretty cool.
That's why all of our people moved to Seattle.
Right. That is why.
And I think they're now back. Most of them.
Most of them.
Yeah.
I mean, one of our mutual friends is getting married this weekend.
Oh yeah, Bo. Yeah, Bo. Oh yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, he asked me to DJ his wedding, and I've got a prior engagement. I'm really sad that I couldn't do it.
Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna ride over there with Rich.
Really?
Yeah. So,
love that guy. I love Rich, man. How's he?
man, he's well. He's I think he's dating a young lady, so he might have found love. I don't know.
As people do, they date young ladies. I have a young lady in my life as well.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, at least for now, on that. Yeah, I'm recently single.
Oh,
shocker!
I didn't hear about that.
Oh well, yeah. I don't. Well, you're off social media.
I am off social
you would have noticed my relationship status. Completely changed, man. Yeah, nah.
Send you a fucking DM. What happened, man?
It's all right.
Yeah,
It's like a budget cut, really. It's like, I mean, honestly, one thing about a relationship, man, it cut my food bill almost in half. So,
these are facts.
Yeah.
These are facts.
That's just simple economics.
It's always in relationships. There's always a trade-off, man.
Absolutely.
And it's all how all. I hate to be like this, but how beneficial it is for you to stay versus leaving. And there's got to be something there. If there's resentment, if there's bad juju, you can't really stay in it just because one of the things is working. Like I had a couple friends that stayed in a relationship that was just abusive, but they were like really sexually compatible, and so they would get pissed at each other and yell and scream and have the cops call and break windows and shit, and then make up and like have sex for 3 days. You know what I mean? And it's like you're gonna burn something down.
Yeah. No, the best sex comes from people that you were not, people that you probably shouldn't be with.
Yeah, like love and hate are very similar emotions.
Yes, they are. Turmoil, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
They just keep you stirred up.
Right.
Yeah. So Ben, you are, at least in my opinion, the premier turntablist in the New Orleans region. And for those of you who don't know the term turntablism, explain that to us, Ben.
It's using a traditional DJ setup in the spirit of a musical instrument, and so started back in the vinyl days. 2 turntables, a mixer, vinyl, real records, rearranging beats live with your hands, scratching, making rhythmic noises, moving your hand back and forth.
Yeah. The wiki.
Yep.
Some know it as, but
that's what I mean. You can't get away from it as a DJ, being like, playing a set and chilling, crushing it, and then someone's like, "Yo, do the wiki."
Yeah, the wiki. I mean,
like,
it's it.
Okay, dog. Okay,
Yeah.
you want to see me scratch? I'll scratch just a little bit.
Right.
Just a little bit. It'll still be cool, but get the fuck away from me.
So,
Security!
yeah, request. I could see somebody requesting something from you. They probably wouldn't even recognize it when you dropped it.
Well, my favorite is when I would do bars and I had to get these sort of younger college girls that walk to me like, "Yo, can you play this Taylor Swift song or whatever?" And I'm like, "Baby, look at me. Look at all this. Look at me. Take a good look. Take all this in."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do I look like the kind of dude that's got Taylor Swift or like Miley Cyrus or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
let's be real.
It's right here. I've got it on my phone.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, how do you not have that? I'm like, because I have a penis.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know. I mean,
yeah.
it's a thing. Musical taste or whatever.
Yeah.
Just because I have a laptop doesn't mean I have every single recorded song in history
Yeah.
to play for you, you know? And like, even
Right.
if I did, I just wouldn't. I have a tattoo right here that says no requests.
Yeah. I would safely say that I don't want to hear anything Taylor Swift's got to say, even if we're in bed together.
I mean, maybe like, can I make you
And
breakfast?
she's definitely not my type. So probably not even then.
Yeah, I'm not in the skinny blondes either.
And breakfast, man, like we need to go somewhere for that. You know, that's a lot of cleanup.
Or if you like date a Latina and she's like, "Can I make you some tacos in the morning?"
Oh no, that'll
yeah,
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will work. Oh yeah, yeah.
My
I just
girlfriend's
speaking personal experience there. Yeah.
Oh, my girlfriend's Russian, so they're like, "Babe, do you want some pierogies?" I'm like,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
but yeah,
Not the same. Not the same.
not the same energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
Like,
didn't have the same
not spicy
pizzazz.
enough.
Right.
It's
Right.
not spicy enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be great. Naked tacos. I'm not sure how that would work out though.
I mean, I think it'd be all right.
Yeah.
Have like a bib or something. You know?
Just a bib. Now we've got a new fetish. Fucking-
Yeah, get you a bib.
Yeah,
Have it
yeah.
say Taco Tuesday
Yeah.
on the front or something. Get two like matching ones for you and whoever you're eating tacos
Yeah.
with, Cheech and Chong.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna make this
Yeah.
happen.
Hell yeah.
Some marketing.
New merch. New
Some
merch
new
on the
merch.
way. Keep an eye out.
Yeah, one could say taco, the other could say Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah,
You
yeah.
just always go places in pairs.
Collabo.
It'd be like the new "I'm with Stupid" T-shirt.
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Except arrows pointing towards each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. We're giving away too much here. We're
But
giving
so,
away
yeah.
too much.
Back to the DJ thing. You know, I started in the '90s.
Uh-huh.
I was a product of going to raves, seeing the DJs, being like, "Yo, I could do that better than they're doing that."
Yeah.
You know, and although like I would never really have gotten to play those parties because of the kind of music I was playing.
Mhm.
Nobody wanted to hear hip hop. Nobody wanted to see Skratchere. Nobody wanted to see somebody break down a beat juggle or whatever. It was just about dancing, but it still sort of ignited my interest in
Right.
turntables and in DJing, and facilitated me being able to go and buy records and suss my musical direction out. Because essentially what I basically just did was I started collecting records and tried to duplicate everything that I had CDs of initially in the beginning. And then that's when the collection just sort of spiraled. And then you got, you spend a lot of time buying these actual scratch records.
Uh-huh.
And so, or what we call them battle records, right? Because what we did. We were just interested in DJ battling.
Yeah.
It seemed like such a cool and like raw
Yeah.
thing to be a part of. Like, oh, I think I'm better than you, so we're gonna put it on the line right here on stage. And 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, however long to set within the parameters of the battle, but it really fueled my desire to get better.
Yeah.
It really fueled it gave me something to look forward to year after year and level myself up.
Yeah.
And that sort of dedicated practice, the dedicated practice routine that I had gotten into where it was like basically as much free time as I had, I would pour into doing this thing, and sort of suss out everything else in my life was tertiary.
Yeah.
And it kept me out of a lot of trouble, because like, yes, I was going to a bunch of raves, and I was doing and slash maybe distributing drugs as well, and
It's slinging spray paint.
yeah, also, yeah, I mean, I was just like,
We was doing shit the kids do.
I was doing foul shit, man.
Yeah, yeah. We
mean?
was doing shit the kids do.
Cream,
and that's,
man. Cash rules everything around me. You know what I mean? Like,
so like, let's talk about this, because I know you used to vandalize some things every now, beautify things. You used to be in the beautification business.
yeah, it's sort of like a visual remix.
Yeah.
You know what I
We
mean?
like, this looks good, but it would look better like
It would
this.
look better like that.
Yeah. I love that. So I know that you're from Houma, Louisiana. Yeah,
No,
that's
I'm
New Iberia.
I'm from New Iberia.
Okay, which is fairly close to there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're both. They're Houma and New Iberia have similar. Houma's actually bigger than New Iberia.
Yeah.
But you know, we're still like mad south, close to the coast.
Yeah. Yeah, motherfuckers down there be taking shrimp boots and drawing Nike swooshes on them. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like blue collar industry. Like in Houma, it's fishing, it's commercial fishing.
Right.
In New Iberia, it's sugarcane. I think Houma got a little sugarcane too.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, it's just growing up in the South. You know, like I'm not. It's funny because growing up in New Iberia, I always felt so out of place.
Right.
And so at odds with the fact that the place that I lived.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I should be in. You know, I wish I was born in New York City, or I wish I was like in somewhere where like boom, it was pow. You know, I'm in a town with 40,000 people, and I got to drive 35 miles an hour on the highway to get to school because the cane trucks happen 3 months out of the year. You know, and when we would go party, we would drive out in the middle of a field and drink beer.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, that's cool, I guess. It's an experience. I'm not like, I'm kind of glad that I like don't look back on those days like those were the best days of my life, man.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree, yeah.
I had fun. I did some stuff. There were shenanigans. Did a lot of skateboarding. That was the thing too. It's like, I've always been a big subculture guy.
Yeah. And
just fascinated, even before I picked up a spray can or wrote any kind of graffiti, I'd been fascinated by the thing.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought it was like just such a cool movement that was happening, and it just sort of seemingly came out of nowhere and became this real thing.
Just out of the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, I hadn't really been exposed to that much public art besides cheesy murals that would go up around the town or whatever.
Yeah.
But when graffiti reached New Iberia, and it wasn't like, you know, wild style stuff, but people were taking spray cans out and tagging their names on to walls, and it was just, how did it get here? How do people learn how to do this? You know? And it was very much the same thing when I really saw turntablism for the first time.
Yeah.
And
it's captivating.
Yeah, it's captivating. It felt like magic almost. There was a lot of it that I would watch and be like, why is he doing this thing, and how is he making this thing sound like that?
Yeah.
And like, and you know, like, how are they manipulating these things to make these new sounds? And you know, growing up listening to pop music and music in general, and by the time I had discovered turntablism, I had already sort of, you know, been a fan of hip hop since, I mean, basically the beginning. I mean, I can remember remember being a small child and Rapper's Delight was on the radio. So like really since the beginning of hip hop, I've been like a fan of that. But then I got into like punk rock and reggae.
Yeah.
And my parents listened to kind of some whack music, a lot of like soft rock and like ABBA and shit.
Yeah.
No disrespect to ABBA.
I'll disrespect ABBA. I'm not gonna.
They got a few. They got a few songs that make the women shake their asses, and that's okay.
Yeah. Well, you are speaking of soft rock. Is that I know you're the creator of Yacht Bounce.
Yeah, the Yacht Bounce thing.
Yeah. Is that the inspiration? Were the parents' musical tastes?
Okay, so growing up, on car rides and stuff, the parents are in control of the radio.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so it's not even so much that that there was that much other stuff on the radio. Yacht Bounce was like a real legitimate phenomenon.
Yeah.
And it was literally the only thing on the radio for like 5 years.
Yeah, Yacht Rock.
Yacht Rock.
Yeah.
Yacht Rock. It wasn't called Yacht Rock.
Yeah.
But there was this really
easy listening,
smooth vibe thing happening.
Tuned into the smooth sounds of 90.0.
K. Billy's.
Oh yeah.
Sounds of the 70s. But this is like, so that is the inspiration. All the Yacht Bounce stuff is like stuff that I would hear on road trips.
Yeah.
Or that would just be in the car when I was on my way to school, and it was sort of this formula for finding the right song, it was like the right tempo, sort of, where you didn't have to pitch it up speed it up too much or slow it down too much.
To make it sound corny.
And so it was sort of just like trying to marry the thing with minimal editing, but still make it kind of bump and make it New Orleans, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a joke.
Yeah.
It was initially just a joke. Somebody, I was having 10 too many beers after Thanksgiving one year.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving 2010, and we were me and my little Twitter mob drinking posse were at the Saint, and we were just talking about fusion ideas and stuff, and like how you take two genres and you put them together and they make something else. And we were trying to think of some stuff with New Orleans bounce, and I was like incredibly into the Yacht Rock YouTube series, the YouTube comedy series, and I really thought that I just liked it was really entertaining, this fictionalized history of these quintessential songs and sort of making it like ultra competitive, and like, Kenny Loggins was the arch enemy of the whole thing, and it was kind of done in like one of those late night infomercials for K-Tel Records or whatever from back when we were kids and shit.
Yeah.
And but what I liked was it was like funny and irreverent, but they treated the music with care.
Yeah.
They seemed like they really genuinely had a reverence for these artists and for these bands, and it came off to be really authentic. And honestly, Steely Dan and Hall & Oates are great bands. Oh,
Hall & Oates is the shit. Absolutely. I was listening to some Hall & Oates just the other day. I had to get on it. I don't know. A Smile for Me. Sarah.
Smile.
Sarah. Sarah. Yeah. That got stuck in my head for some reason. I was like, holy shit. Now 2 hours of Hall & Oates. And yeah. Shout out to Hall & Oates.
Shout out to Daryl Hall and
anybody
John Oates,
who will
sure.
publicly claim to be fans. Because everybody is. If that shit comes on, you're singing it.
Yeah. Name another Hall & Oates song besides Man Eater.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I went to a couple of your the 4th of July yacht bounce parties, man, and that was a lot of fun, bro. Like that
It was really, really bizarre. I don't know how it created the synergy. It was an idea that really worked. I still have people to this day asking me if I'm going to make records, like actual vinyl, and it's still a possibility. I mean, I have all the masters for all of it, and I even have some stuff from that doesn't exist anymore, like the Black and Mild stuff that he did. I have all of his stuff. Rest in peace, Black and Mild.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was like this This is like basically the 10th year anniversary of it.
Yeah.
I started it in 2011 and then continued it into like year 2 was right now.
Yeah.
Right. I started releasing stuff right during spring to push it into a summer every year movement. Right?
Hell yeah, yeah. That's good planning. That's great planning.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't sort of like I mean, I guess it was like subconsciously intentional marketing.
Yeah.
It's not something that can really work during the winter, though. Let's be real.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to wear deck shoes and flowered shirts and board shorts and have girls with bikini tops and stuff in the winter. Not that we have a real winter in New Orleans, but
Well, we have a few days of it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like 2 weeks maybe
Yeah.
of like sub-Saharan. I mean, like not sub-Saharan.
Yeah.
Weather.
Well, but I mean, we break out our long sleeves for 60-degree weather.
Dude,
So,
yeah, I mean, and like lately, in the springtime, it's just doing this stuff where it gets really hot in like March. Like, oh, cool, I'm gonna just put the hoodies up then. Yeah, it's been a week, I don't think whatever. And then
and then an
you go to
Arctic
bed one
front
night,
comes
and
in.
then, yeah, it's like 40 degrees for like 3 days. Like, shit,
Yeah.
I gotta bust these hoodies
Yeah,
out again.
it'd be worse than that, man. The weather is so erratic that you're liable to have an Arctic tornado come through and fucking like just freeze up 2 blocks of your shit.
Dude, that tornado that hit out here somewhere, like that was what, in March, April,
I don't know. Way out of season.
way out of
season.
Like, yeah,
That's us. That's New Orleans. Way out of season.
and now we're going into everyone's favorite time of the year. Hurricane season.
Yeah.
And if
'Cause
you're
we get a lot of excuses to drink is the reason.
And if you're a local, you know how good summer is. You know how fun summer is.
Welcome to Swamp Nuts. Yeah.
Swamp Nuts. Nobody's coming to the city. Nobody's visiting. There's no tourism. There's nobody on the streets.
Oh man.
Everybody's like broke and complaining.
We convert to cannibalism. We carjack you and then barbecue you.
That happens.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. Mostly in the east.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there was that guy on the other side of the canal. He found his girlfriend's body in the deep freezer.
Oh yeah. That is a fucked up story. Yeah. Wow.
Rest in peace to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Julia, I knew her.
Yeah.
I didn't know him.
Yeah, a lot of people knew her. I'd seen him around.
Yeah,
places.
she was part of the Homa connection.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, Beauregard was friends with her brother Jad.
Okay.
And so those guys go way way back to like his high school and shit. And so I met both of them long, like they were probably both teenagers and shit.
It's crazy.
And like yeah, so it's fucking crazy. It's like shit is surreal, man. Like life is a roller coaster. Sometimes it's not a fun one, but you puke and you get back on the ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you puke and get back on. Yeah, I get you on that. It's I might have to steal that shit. So Ben, you are responsible for bringing the DMC turntablist competition to New Orleans.
I am. I'm absolutely that guy.
And that was with the help of Christy Z. Pabon, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for those that don't know Christy Z. Pabon.
Shout out to Christy Z.
Absolutely, man. She is responsible for bringing the park jams back to New York.
Shout out to Christy Z's Cookies.
God, Christy Z's Cookies, huh?
Oh, that's the hustle now.
Okay.
Okay, so this all goes back to to her park jams when she was doing her park jams in New
Right.
York. She started baking cookies. She'd bake these cookies, and she would hand them out to all the people that were DJing. You know, like it was like a hospitality thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh hey, you know, thank you for coming. I can't really give you any money, but here are these cookies.
Yeah.
And they just were so delicious and developed this really weird cult following, and so she turned it into a business. It's like a thing. It's not even a meme. It's like a real, like, Christy Z's cookies. Like,
Hell yeah.
Christy Z, make me some cookies.
Hell
I'm vegan.
yeah.
She'll make you some vegan cookies.
Yeah. That's
Um,
wild, man. Definitely one of the queens of the real hip hop scene.
Yeah, and she's
For
out.
sure.
She's out in Denver.
Oh, word.
now. And so, yeah, that in that relationship.
So that explains cookies.
She was doing it in New York though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like when I met her, like our relationship is solely a product of the internet,
Yeah.
because way back in circle back to turntablism, but we were
Ben.
circle
Yeah,
into it, but yeah, like basically I used to post on the Turntablist Network message board. Remember message
yeah.
boards?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And so it was populated by all these sort of DMC cats, or like these real like legit turntablist cats.
Yeah.
Not like like people I'd never heard of. So it was like I was in this sort of little forum with all these people, and so you know the way that forums work, you have your little discussions and you post on stuff, and you know you develop people develop a feel for who you are and whether you can be trusted, or whether you're just a genuine dude, or whether you know what the fuck you're talking about, whether you like whatever. And so she was on that board. She was one of the moderators of that board. And I had known her, of course, from the movie Scratch, when she's like, you know, famously in that movie. But we had never like ever met in person. She knew me through the board. And then in 2006, this guy named Charles, who was running DMC since Christy Z left after, like, I think 99 or 2000, she left the DMC to focus on doing the park jams in New York. And 2006, Charles I think he just resigns from the thing. He's like, oh, fuck DJ battling. This is bullshit. And so Christy Z took it over. And the minute that she took it over, I want to say the first year was maybe 2007. I could be wrong. 2007, 2008. But there was only one regional, maybe two regionals in the country. And it was super small. The battle had considerably shrunk.
Yeah.
I guess basically Charles left it on a bad note or whatever, and like so she had to come in and like establish new contacts and use whatever she had been out of the game for almost a decade. And so when it came around the next year, I just like, hey, can we do something? You think you could do it in New Orleans? She was like, oh, we love New Orleans. It's like, cool.
Oh, yeah.
What do I have to do? She gave me this list of stuff that I had to do. And I did it, and we had the battle. And ever since then, I've been the DMC rep in New Orleans. If the battle is here, it's because of me.
Yeah.
I don't do it every year. I do it probably like once every 3 years or so. And before the Flandemic, I had a date. I was gonna go back to Howlin' Wolf for the 10-year anniversary of the first one. Go back to the first original venue. And do it again. And then everybody decided to stay home everybody decided to stay home for some reason for like a year. So,
and fuck your plans. Man, it ruined everything. A bunch of shit fell apart.
Gotta go grocery shopping in a hazmat suit.
Fucking.
Is it weird that I was like watching Contagion and like Outbreak?
Yeah, it's weird that you had hazmat suits like on hand.
Oh, I mean, you know. If you ever seen Breaking Bad, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you were cooking meth?
No, that's gumbo,
It's
man.
a weird way to tell us.
That's
Ben.
gumbo, man.
It's just a weird way to tell us, man.
No.
Yeah.
It was really more like a Ghostbuster costume.
Yeah. I hear you. Did you have a pack?
Oh, man, I'm still trying to get the tech down for that.
Yeah.
I guess I need some plutonium or something. I don't know. Wait, that's flux capacitor. That's
You need
the other one.
plutonium, man. I know a dude. He says it's plutonium, anyways.
Is he from Lebanon?
Nah, man. He's from Kenner.
Oh, word.
Yeah. So
America City.
I don't know what that means. I'm not from down here, so like they say bruh or something. I don't know.
There's a lot of bras.
Yeah.
There's a lot. It's
And
Kenner,
plutonium apparently.
It's Kenner bra,
Yeah.
and then like in the parish it's bra.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, bro. How's it going, Mark?
Yeah, we got weird shit down here for sure.
But yeah. So what's up? Yeah.
So yeah, now a few years back, it's been a while back now, but you also did the Red Bull skate barge.
Yeah.
That was that's an interesting ass gig there. They come floating down the river on a barge with a skate park on it. That's some of the wildest shit I've seen.
Man, I loved my position at Red Bull. And shout out to Scott Lopker if you see or hear this.
Yeah, word.
I love you. Give me a call. The kids are getting super big. Tell Chelsea I said hello. But like I got recommended this to be introduced. Actually, no. It was because of DMC, and Scott had just moved to the city. He came from San Francisco.
Yeah.
Directly to the director of marketing. It was actually his technical. It was the DMM, so director of
Mass marketing.
Yeah, but he. We got together a few times, had lunch, had some drinks, whatever, talked about life, talked about directions, asked what I was doing, whatever. And then he offers me this position to work for the Red Bull Music Academy.
Yeah, that's rad.
And so I was basically the Red Bull's local cultural liaison for a little while, for like 3 years. And they would just kick me down all these super cool gigs, man.
Yeah.
And, I showed up at the barge, and it was a straight up skateboard competition on the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
I mean, it really, in a lot of ways, has shaped sort of the direction that I've taken my actual career in now.
Yeah.
Because I'm less interested in doing bar gigs or just random throwaway stuff that's not in any way special. I don't like regular repeating gigs.
Yeah, the only like bar gig that I've seen you do recently was the hip hop comedy thing.
Oh wow, yeah. Chris Lane. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Shouts out to Chris Lane.
Shout out to Chris Lane.
Siberia, yeah.
Yeah, when it was still Siberia. Maybe it was the new thing.
It was a tribute to Kumo D, is that what it was? That seems right.
It was something like that.
Yeah. But cool idea. I love the merge of hip hop and comedy.
It works so good.
Huge fans of both.
Def Comedy Jam, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Russell Simmons, yo.
Yeah,
Russell Simmons.
Definitely shouts out to Russell Simmons, man. Probably one of the
Russell
figures.
Simmons, if you're watching this, give me a call, man.
Yeah, bro, what you doing?
I know you have parties and stuff out there.
Come on, this shit. We'll get
I'm on
you
this
some views.
I'm on this private party VIP exclusive thing.
Hell yeah.
Me and Anna Delvey, yo.
Yeah, maybe Manny could help wrangle him in.
Manny's that dude, man. He's that DJ in the city that's really doing it.
Yeah. Shouts out to Manny Fresh.
Yeah. And Soul Sister, of course, is also that fucking genius musicologist, encyclopedia of the funk and records and vinyl, and she's one of those people that she could be as big as she wants to be.
Yeah.
If she wanted to go tour Japan and like hang out there, she would make, like she could go to Dubai, she could do whatever. You know what I mean? It's like her brand of DJing is so incredibly unique.
Yeah. It makes for such a fun dance night.
It does, because you're dancing to all this stuff that you don't really necessarily know.
Yeah.
It's like it's so funny because after one of the battles, I had a bunch of San Francisco DJs. I flew a bunch of dudes in from Frisco to judge, and it's a bunch of the homies, Tico and Mr. B and Shortcut.
Yeah, word.
And we the battle wraps, and about 11:30 ish. I had all my people clean up after me, so I just took the guys out on the town, and I was like, so where y'all want to go? They were like, we want to go see Soul Sister.
Was she at
Mimi's?
Yeah. Oh man, that was the best.
Oh, the Mimi's Saturday night dance parties. They were so good.
Yeah, the best.
But I remember like those guys going and standing there, and they were just kind of awestruck at the thing. And later on, as we were going home, they were like, "Yo, Ben, we like know funk music, right? We like funk music is our jam. We're West Coasters. West Coast is about the funk, right? She's playing stuff that we didn't know. Yeah, she's playing records that we never heard. It's amazing.
The rarest grooves.
Yeah.
It's
so neat. It's like so neat to see them bug out on her like that. And I mean, those dudes are all awesome DJs.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And man, the Bay Area produced some of the illest turntablists known to man. They just.
Oh, I love the Bay. We were just talking about the Upper Playground store.
Yeah, shouts out to Upper Playground.
But like the Bay guys were just like, the joke is in San Francisco, because San Francisco is like the biggest DJ town in the world. Right. You could basically pick up a rock and throw it in any direction and hit a DJ. Yeah. Right? It's the same joke that they say about, trumpet players or brass band people here, and it's like that. Yeah. And there are a lot of similarities in the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland. San Francisco's not a huge, giant metroplex like New Orleans is. Oakland is like, the suburbs here, or whatever. We have roughly around the same population density, demographic breakdowns, and they just dig New Orleans, man. They dig the Gulf Coast.
Man, everywhere digs New Orleans, bro. Like, anywhere that I go, I tell them that I'm from New Orleans, and it's like, it was like, and it's been that way since even way back in the rave days. It was just one of those heralded places that people wanted to be.
The 90s, the raves in the 90s in New Orleans, man. People don't understand. That's one of those, like, you really just had to be there.
Yeah. There's no way to encapsulate that in words, really.
Oh no. It's even hard for me to describe to people. And I was there. I took an active part in that scene for quite a long time.
We were very fortunate, being the New Orleans, the intimate setting that it provides, that it creates. There's really no way around it. Everything that we do is, it's real personal. But that shit, man, a lot of people were really affected by it, and a lot of people found their ways of life. You were exposed to like turntable. You said that's what spawned your love for turntablism. I know a lot of people who ended up becoming DJs, producers, lighting and stage equipment people.
It's interesting to see the people that are still around from those days.
Right.
There are a handful of them that I still come into contact with on my day, like in social circles here. And it's just it's this weird family thing. Like, we're all sort of interconnected in this really weird way. Yeah. And even like, so I moved here from Lafayette, and right after Katrina. It was like the spring of 2006. Barely anything was open. street lights. Parts of the city were completely dead.
Mm-hmm.
And my girlfriend at the time had just graduated from with an architecture degree and got a job on the West Bank, and at an architecture firm that designs Walgreens or some shit. Like nothing like prestigious or whatever. But like, I moved to New Orleans, trying to just get out of Lafayette. I hated Lafayette.
Yeah.
Lafayette's only, and like no disrespect to Lafayette, but man, you guys have gotten way more right wing and way more like not cool about stuff. I mean, when I initially moved from Lafayette the first time, I moved to Seattle, and it was like, holy shit,
it's a big cultural difference.
Wow, like this is a city.
Yeah.
With public works
and
does
lots
the
of
job.
orthodontics, more than I've ever seen anywhere. I don't know why that, and massage therapy.
A lot of massage therapy. But I just was a lot of coffee too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was the first time I'd ever been that far away from home and never lived. And to go to a place like that, that's where I entered my first DJ battles, was in Seattle.
Yeah, well, that's believable there. I mean that.
But I mean, there wasn't really anything going on here, outside of like the Guitar Center battles, and every now and then they would throw like some little local battle out here in the city, and me and the homies would drive out to compete. But it's like that's just what you did. You lived in Lafayette, and you came to New Orleans to party and have fun. You worked in Lafayette, but you really just wanted to be in New Orleans, and so when I moved here, it was almost night and day as to like what happened to my DJ career. Leading up to that, I had a monthly at the skate park, the monthly B-Boy Jam. And I was like pretty big and pretty famous by the time it ended up
Dude, New Orleans has got a B-boy culture that is really not got any light on it, hardly at all. I used to be surprised at like the young kids that would come out to legit battles, and straight step to older cats and no fear, and they were dope. So I mean, it's definitely out there for that.
Yeah, it's definitely out there. Again, Red Bull does things with the existing B-boys.
Yeah.
They're somewhere out on the West Bank, somewhere getting busy. They do it. Last time I checked, they did a City Park thing on Sunday.
Oh, that's dope.
But like, yeah, I mean, I went in 2018. I got to judge DMC. And so I flew down to Denver, and just by happenstance, it was this B-Girl festival.
Oh, straight B-Girl.
Straight B-Girl and my dude. Straight B-Girl. And all-girl DJs, all-girl dance groups.
Yeah.
There were groups, there were solo stuff, but it was like...
Just a testosterone fest, huh? No, I'm just kidding.
It was the opposite of the testosterone.
Yeah.
There was a testosterone fest in my pants, I can tell you that much.
I hear you.
But, it was just so amazing because our B-boy scene has never been huge. We have some really good dancers here.
Yeah.
But it's never been like a massive movement. It's always been this little fringe thing. You'd see the B-boys come through at clubs, and then they'd make a circle, and like there's 5 or 6 of them that would come and rock, whatever. This was like a room full of 100 B-girls.
Yeah.
And when you're thinking like, oh wow, there's this many of them. How many B-boys are there?
Yeah.
What's the actual larger hip hop scene even look like?
Yeah, well, it's thick.
Ooh, my dude.
But you don't identify. It's not. There's not the same marriage of like, real hip hop. It seems like the dedication to hip hop is not the same as the dedication to that. Like they're way more dedicated to just b-boying, which I mean makes sense. But I mean, I come to it through hip hop. Most of them come to it through other things.
They just come through. I mean, it's a dancing thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like a graffiti writers, man. Graffiti is, it's all it exists under this blanket of hip hop, of like classic.
Yeah,
you know,
four elements hip hop.
4 elements, Africa Bambaataa, Zulu Nation.
Yeah.
Theory of the thing, but all those things existed independently of each other,
Right.
And they just sort of married them into this cultural movement or whatever. But I mean, I know graffiti writers that just listen to death metal.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. We've got one in the house, I think. Well, he listens to more than just death metal, but yeah, he's shouts out to Morgan D'Antone.
Yeah, and I mean, then there's like there are b-boys that are strictly like funk kids or disco kids.
Yeah.
And hip hop's not there's not necessarily the kind of music that makes them move.
Yeah.
And so these disciplines combine together under this blanket. And it's like when I first started out, it was like, yeah, all right, cool, I'm a hip hop DJ. And like now I'm just a good ass music DJ, you know? I'm like an extremely memorable DJ.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I like play all the genres besides a couple of like
No polka.
I mean, if it fits in the thing, man.
If it's funky enough, huh?
I've never been a fan of like certain like electronic music genres. Like I could never really. I didn't get trance.
Yeah. What about dubstep, bro?
I hate it. I like hate dubstep. Dubstep is a weird, and I like bass music.
Yeah.
But dubstep was one of those things that was just really incredibly abrasive, and I kept having people tell me like, "Oh man, just give it a chance. You just need to listen to more of it. You just need to listen to more of it, and you'll like it."
It's an acquired taste, like beer.
And I get that. Because some stuff I initially will try out, I just won't like it because I won't get it, and then I'll revisit it a couple of years later, and I'm like, oh, okay, I like this.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking back then. I might have just been like on a different spiritual path or whatever for this music, but now I'm mature enough and I like this.
Yes.
But
I found most of the time for me, I'm just being a hater.
Yeah. For me, it wasn't even like that. I just I
like fuck that shit.
I let the kids have their fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if like I can like relate to this new genre or whatever, like I'm like cool. If it turns out to be something that I really like, cool. I always got to give it a chance. And then people just kept giving me music, and I kept playing it, and I just don't get it, man. And then I stopped myself and I was like, yo, dude, you trying to force yourself to like this music.
Hell yeah.
And for whatever reason, like there's no, just say you hate that, just say you hate dubstep.
Yeah.
Just say it's just not for me, in the same way that trance music isn't for me.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm going to play some stuff that's like, you know, that spaced out and slow, I'm going to play reggae.
Yeah, word.
You know?
Some dub.
Or some like 3-6 Mafia or some shit.
Yeah,
you know what
right.
I mean? Like UGK. But yeah, it's like now, and then, you know, digital DJing has really opened up the floodgates for you to just get whatever you want, whatever you need. That's another thing. I'm like, I've never been one of those like, oh man, you know, if you can't do it on vinyl, you're not a real DJ.
Not a purist. I
hate that. I hate that purist attitude because it's so limiting.
Yeah.
It's almost a form of self-sabotage to me.
Yeah.
Like DJing is like so much more than it ever has been, and it's because of technology.
Yeah.
I mean,
with everything.
Yeah.
You know, it changes things significantly and very fast.
Yeah. Well, as a battle DJ, part of what you do is you're testing the absolute limits of your apparatus, your turntables and your mixer. What can you do with the music, the physical forms of music, and your stuff. We take stickers and put them on the records, so where we could drop the needle and get it to exactly the point we wanted to do. We wanted to go in this song.
Yeah.
And with technology, it's just a little. It's a, boop,
Just a click.
boop. I want the,
Yeah.
Oh, I could have 8 of those right here. Boop, 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 boop.
And dude, I know. Now I've never DJ'd, but I have helped lots of friends load equipment in, so I know how much vinyl weighs.
Jesus.
And if you are just playing vinyl, I mean, okay, cool. T-Roy pretty much plays just vinyl, and it's awesome.
Actually, Troy got a little Serato controller, like one of the high end motorized Platter 45 looking one.
Yeah.
The Rain one, and he loves it.
Yeah.
He loves it. He doesn't. He really appreciates not having to bring around
A million 45s.
Yeah, and you know what? Troy's been DJing reggae in the city for 20 years.
Yeah.
If anybody's earned bringing a controller to a gig,
Absolutely.
it's him.
Yeah. Shouts out to DJ T-Roy. Yeah, he is pretty much the only reason that reggae survived in this city after fucking Katrina. Man, that dude puts in
He's such
all
a good
kinds
guy.
of work. And the most fun parties that you can even have. If you're looking to dance, man, T-Roy is the man to get you to do it for
Line
real.
it up.
Yeah, he sure will.
Yeah, like T-Roy and I are also from New Iberia.
Okay, that's where he's
Yeah,
originally
Troy.
from? Okay.
Yeah, I went to high school with his younger brother, who was a year older than me
Yeah.
in high school. But like they lived in the same neighborhood as my best friend growing up, and so back in the 80s, we would go to his house, and he'd have the like linoleum thing in his driveway, in his carport, and they'd be blasting the like old school hip hop beats and doing windmills and stuff in the garage, and it was always him. It was always Troy playing the music.
That's what's
and
up.
And his younger brother was the dancer, and like it's just so crazy.
Found those roots in hip hop, huh?
Yeah,
That's fucking wild.
And it's so crazy that, all these years later, like I guess Troy is like really the only person from New Iberia that I still talk to, besides my mom in like whatever
Immediate
family that I have
family,
that live there. Yeah, I don't keep in touch with any of my friends from high school or like none of that.
Yeah.
It's all just gone.
Yeah.
Not
even well, you're not on the social medias anymore. So
I mean, I have
even
some
there,
people, but even like it's kind of weird. I didn't really hang out with too many people that went to my school.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and then the people that I did hang out with, they just do this thing where like you all sort of go your separate ways, and then you get a girlfriend, you have a kid, and you get married, and you go do your thing, and now you're working offshore, and I mean,
yeah,
and I don't have any kids, and I got all this freedom, and I do this really cool creative job. I don't really have too much in common with those people.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I mean, we're very, very similar in that aspect, that we both come from small towns, be it as different culturally as they may.
I mean, but yeah, you have to have grown up in a small town to understand the small town mentality, and to also understand the fish out of water aspect of somebody that has vision, a visionary person in one of these environments.
Yeah.
It's really stifling, and that's how I felt in Lafayette after I moved back from Seattle.
Yeah.
I kept trying and doing these skate park gigs and sort of trying to get my music out there, and it's just no one was receptive. The city wasn't receptive. But literally, I'm in New Orleans for a week, and I've already got a weekly. I've already got people asking me to play parties and do stuff. I made more money in the first 6 months that I was living in New Orleans than I did in the entire 10 years before.
Yeah.
I mean, it was night and day, and people will tell you that New Orleans either loves you or hates you immediately.
Yeah, well, and with music, that is especially the case.
Well, I mean, both you and I have known a multitude of people that have moved here from other places, whatever, and it all sort of follows the same trajectory. They get here, they love it, things are going smooth, things are chill, or like they get here and they burn their whole life down.
Yeah, the city can absolutely
eat you alive. Yeah.
Yes.
She's a cruel mistress. She is for sure a cruel mistress.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to re-examine. I have to. Periodically re-examine my relationship with alcohol.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this city embraces you as a drunk. It's not frowned upon to be drunk at fucking 6, 7, 8 a.m. No,
I mean, it's.
You can totally find that space.
My dude.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so yeah. When I first got here, you're moving from a place that has a natural, 1:45 last call time. No matter where you are, you can't circumvent that, and so you're forced to go home at 2:00.
Yeah.
Maybe you stop by the Circle K to catch a couple of tall cans before, like under the wire.
Yeah.
But you can't take it to that next level. Here, there's always somewhere else you can go.
Dude, here you can get a full fucking bar delivered to your house in the middle of the night by a guy on a bicycle. Now that that'll make a non-drinker fucking turn alcoholic quick. And
what kind of drunken Uber stuff is that?
Yeah, and this was way before Uber. I remember a friend of mine living on Dumaine, and Uber was not even around. This was 8-9 years ago. Well, it would have been the early days.
Stages of
it would have been the
Uber,
very early days. But yeah, this was they delivered this shit on a bicycle from like Quartermaster or Vertimart or some shit. But it was 3 a.m. We had already been to the clubs and been out and was back home. It's like, okay.
I don't think we're done here.
Yeah, you're never really done here. Even if there's a nap involved.
Oh man, I'm a big fan of naps.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the nap.
Man, the more gray I get in my beard, the bigger a fan I am of them. I'm pretty sure that I'm turning into a cat, just based on my sleep habits.
Or a kindergartner.
No, yeah. Well, I sleep a lot more solid than a kindergartner. I know when I was in kindergarten, if I took a nap, I was really just looking forward to the candy at the end of it,
or whatever was at the end of it.
Yeah. Well, back then it was. I know for us it was candy because they didn't have much else. It wasn't like you was just giving kids shit, sugar shit.
I don't really remember. I don't really remember if there was like a reward for the nap when I was in kindergarten, but I remember not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And then I remember just sort of suffering through it until it was over with.
Mm-hmm.
And what I really wonder about it was this like some kind of thing that adults did, like the teachers in our lives did, just to like be able to go outside and like smoke a cigarette or like
they were probably smoking in class back when we were in kindergarten.
listening to the radio or wwhatever, laying in the ground doing smoking. I mean,
and
snow angels
enjoying
on the
their
grass.
lithium.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I don't know if I could wrangle 35-year-olds.
Fuck no.
Every single day for however long the school year lasts.
I couldn't do it with 2 of them. I heard somebody saying the other day, it was like, I don't know how parents have the stance that they have, how they can be so fucking cocky when they can't even take care of like their one kid, but they're expecting a teacher to take care of fucking 20.
Right.
Oh man, yeah, I can't.
I feel like teachers need to get paid more. Teachers should be paid at least as much as like lawyers.
Yeah, and they should have military training, tactical training. Quite honestly, I mean, kindergartners, bro. I mean, 1 of them might not be a problem, but 10 of them, that's a movement.
Yeah, I mean, like 10 kindergartners could take you down if like they had some like rudimentary hand-to-hand combat skills.
You'd be covered in the glue that they didn't eat.
The physicality of 10 5-year-olds would definitely overpower sort of an unsuspecting teacher.
Yeah.
Especially when they're like, oh, let's go make cardboard houses, you know.
I saw a story the other day where a fucking teacher got beat up by like a second grader in Florida. And that was not the first time I went to Florida in 2004 when they got hit by 4 hurricanes, right? And I went down there to go work that as an adjuster, and I heard a story of it was a second grader or it was a 12-year-old had gotten a teacher in a headlock behind him, drug him into a corner, and then fucking had him held hostage with a shard of glass. I was like, holy fucking shit. Yeah, you need tactical training to be a teacher these days.
Oh, man, I don't know. We need a...
So, Ben, what do we have going on? What you got going on these days? You got any gigs coming up that we need to know about?
Yeah, I got gigs that are coming up, but
tell us where you're at.
Yeah, you can't come to them.
You
can't come to them. Yeah, I'm off the grid, man. I'm private parties.
Holy shit.
Corporate events. You could see me, and I still DJ at the crib and I practice.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to stay away from the internet, so you're not gonna see me streaming on Twitch, whatever. You guys can like email me and book me, and I'll show up, and you can hear me then.
Can we send you postage?
I mean,
I'm not giving out my address.
But like it's just one of those things, man. I got an agency doing my bookings now, and I don't have to promote for it. I don't have to whatever. Some of these got a gig coming up that I gotta sign an NDA for because it's somebody famous, and that I can't let anybody know when, the where, the what, the who, none of that.
Dude, that's awesome.
So it's like it's a good spot. It's a sweet spot, and I'd been sort of redefining my career anyway to really only do special events.
Yeah.
I like things that are memorable, not only for the people that are there, but for me personally. I want to take part in cool stuff. Back to the skate park barge, to the Red Bull fly me to San Francisco, to competing in DMCs in New York. It's like those things are the things that I remember and want to remember, whereas the minutia of it, the regular sort of grind of it, it's not for me, man.
Yeah, word.
I can get by without it, and but yeah. So you can't really catch me anywhere right now. I may do some house parties or something.
Hell yeah.
Something this summer. I mean, you can come listen to my mixtapes on my Mixcloud.
Yeah.
I've got
Tell them where to find you at.
It's Mixcloud / Tony Skratchere. My Instagram is the Scratch Man. I'm not on it. I'll be on it later this year. Facebook, same thing. Tony Skratchere. And then, catch me out there. Catch me on the streets.
Hell yeah. Well, Ben, as long as I've known you, man, you've been involved with cool shit, with innovative shit, with very fun parties, and very, very memorable times for me and for countless others. I want to thank you for coming in today. You were definitely a person with influence on your scene, and I appreciate you taking the time to come in and talk with us, man.
You're welcome, man. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, good deal. All right. Thank y'all. This has been Under the Influencers. Check us out.
All right, word. Yeah, check us out.